So our first speaker, as with most of our speakers, actually need no introduction, but it's nice to introduce, to welcome, to warm up the atmosphere. This Prabhu has, in almost every picture that you see of Gurudev traveling around the world from 1996 to 2010, he's a constant presence along with Madhav Maharaj with Srila Gurudev. His service has been consistent, profound, facilitating our seva, bringing Gurudev out into the world, able to preach and teach as prolifically as Gurudev did. Was only through the was because Brajnath and Madhav Maharaj put their body and soul and mind and everything into serving Srila Gurudev. And so I think we all have a profound debt and profound thanks to Brajnath's service in doing this. And also, since Gurudev left the planet, Brajnath hasn't stopped serving Srila Gurudev's mission. And so I'm very excited to present Sripad Brajnath to Sriman Brajnath Das to make an offering today in glorification of, I'm not sure if he's glorifying all three gurus or Srila Gurudev. I'll leave that up to him to decide. Brajnath, you have until 12:40. Haribol. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Sadhananda Prabhu. Yeah, I'll need about, I don't know how many minutes to counteract all your beautiful words, from my perspective. But I had some very good feeling today to be with all of you, and I'm very grateful hearing Radhika's beautiful bhajan glorifying Srila Gurudev, and I also ask all of you to have mercy on me, not only Gurudev, because I am in a very bad situation in this world, conditioned soul and full of anarthas. I need your blessings and your shelter. So I'll chant a few prayers and then I'll try my best to give some words of appreciation about Srila Gurudev and Srila Vamana Maharaj and Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Agyanati mirandasya jananjana salakaya chakshurun miritam yena tasmai Sri Gurave namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Taralaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Remembering Srila Gurudev, it cannot be without the glorious presence of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, and there are many others who come in my memory whenever I connect with Srila Gurudev. Srila Prabhupada, 125 years ago, was his appearance, that is in 1896. And how he manifested the glories of Sri Satchidananda Gaura, Hari, Radha and Krishna everywhere in the world. And how Srila Gurudev, or Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, how he worked and served and had such a beautiful, affectionate relationship with Srila Prabhupada. And then next to that, Srila Bhaktivedanta and Gosvami Maharaj. They all supported each other and nourished each other. Like you may imagine a forest of sequoia trees. Maybe some of you know this beautiful similar. They all support each other, yeah, through their roots. Yeah, they're connected, interconnected, and they all nourish each and every tree. If one tree becomes weak, then all the other trees nourish the tree so that it becomes healthy and strong. Similarly, these great Mahapurushas, they have claimed, yeah, possession over us, conditioned souls, and they nourish us in so many ways. It is unbelievable. We, even against our will, yeah, we cannot forget them. Yeah, I remember how difficult sometimes it was to remember Gurudev and how painful, but they always come back, and I'm very lucky that even in my dreams, Gurudev doesn't leave me alone. Yeah. Last night I dreamt how he was there, and Mr. Somnath was there, and Mother Maharaj, and they were distributing, they allowed me to distribute the Mahaprasadam of Jagannath to all. Vrinda was also there, yeah. So many times I have found, and I know that he has some desire for all of us, and not so much to what kind of service we do, but with what mood we serve, yeah, with what intention we serve. And I know that all of you have this very beautiful attraction also, that how we can develop the right intention. We may do so many things, but if the intention is beautiful, then it will become. And if we do even nothing, but our intention is good, our intention is beautiful, then everything is successful. That's why I need all your blessings, yeah, for this, yeah, wretched person. So I will start. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, we all know how he came to Western countries and started a revolution. And he introduced the pure teachings of Bhakti everywhere around the world. And his only very simple message was, yeah, when he was interviewed by a reporter in the United States of America upon his arrival, he said, Swamiji, the reporter asked, what is your mission? And he replied, my mission is that everyone all over the world should be happy in Krishna consciousness. And he smiled so beautifully. And the reporter was at once completely, yeah, he didn't know what to think, or what is this, happy in Krishna consciousness. Yeah. So how that will happen, it is Prabhupada's desire. It is his mission. It is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore it is the mission of all the ideal followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to contribute and to help and have a vision how this will take place. So when Srila Gurudev, after Srila Prabhupada, established a worldwide mission within no time, preaching centers everywhere, Hare Krishna Mahamantra became a household, all the scriptures were there, everything was there in the scriptures. Whether we could understand it or not was another question, but everything was there. Then Srila Gurudev came, and I don't know how that happened, how I became involved. I had a deep desire to connect with Srila Prabhupada throughout my years in ISKCON, never meeting him physically, but my heart was so much attracted to Srila Prabhupada that although it was not allowed, yeah, in the official kind of jargon that you show emotions, but my heart became always very emotional when I was hearing the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Even now, I cannot imagine what a kind-hearted, merciful, great, savior of this Western world, all of us, myself. So Srila Prabhupada, he played such a big role in my own personal life. And I never thought to take shelter with anyone else because I had no understanding of spiritual, deep philosophical meanings. And I thought there is only one Prabhupada. That was what I heard also. There is only one Prabhupada, and never ever will there be anyone more than Srila Prabhupada. And the rest I don't want to mention, what was spoken, but I felt like, okay, then I'll settle for Prabhupada and I'll wait till my next life or any lives or anything. But Prabhupada's mercy was coming, and that is what is always been the amazing guideline in my life. The prayers, the deep connection and begging to these great personalities will never go in vain. Even for a person like me, having never met Srila Prabhupada, having no real, shelter except his memory and his glories and his great influence upon my soul, my heart, my whole being. I felt that Prabhupada personally arranged. I didn't know that he had a friend in India. I didn't know that he was. I thought his life started at 1965 when he came to America. Because I never heard what happened before. And then I found out that he had a friend. And what kind of friend? Someone who is like overflowing with sweetness, madhurya, from what type of quality? That is the quality of sweetness which is there in Braj only. Who was, I don't know how to glorify Srila Gurudev. So whatever I say are just a few words, which I can come up with. But I cannot express what is happening in my heart. Such a personality. And then I found out he's a best friend of Prabhupada, and he knew Prabhupada since 1946, and he's helping ISKCON. And he's not only helping ISKCON as an institute, but also he's helping the devotees. And guess what? He doesn't initiate people. Wow, that was like, for me, a real green light. Oh, I can sit in his association and I don't have to feel threatened that he's going to, capture me or whatever. I was happily reading his articles in the ISKCON monthly magazines they had. And then I became very inspired to meet those devotees who knew him personally. And some of them were quite close to me. So I met these devotees and I noticed how much they became like natural persons, friendly, humble, and open-hearted, and not mainstream, ISKCON GBC, but very beautiful personalities. So I felt so attracted that I thought I wish deep in my heart I can make that step, which is not allowed to leave the institution. I want to stay within the institution, but I don't want to miss out on Sadhu Sangha, because without Sadhu Sangha, that was the principle that Srila Prabhupada, almost in every page of his books, he is emphasizing we must associate with pure devotees. If that is not possible, at least with those who are more advanced than us. But best is pure devotees. So then my desire became fulfilled. I met with Srila Gurudev sometime in 1990, 91, shortly in 92. I had a personal darshan with him. With Vrinda was also present, and a few other devotees only. And it was so powerful, so impressive, that I felt like this is Srila Prabhupada's, special mercy. I am, even if I never meet this great saintly person again, I have received enough to function the rest of my life, in spirit life, But I will do my best to meet him again. So then next year again we met, and that was like really beautiful. If I speak about that, I think you'll have to continue for many weeks and invite me time to time. Then I can share that with you. But I want to come to a point which is very important. The relationship between these three great souls. So after Srila Gurudev, and there's a beautiful history also there. I also don't want to go so much into that because it will take also a long time. But in brief, I want to just mention that after meeting Srila Gurudev, we came to a beautiful development in our, and that was my heart's desire. I was part of the Centennial Committee of Srila Prabhupada, which was going to happen in 1996. And there were great festivals, and there were petals, different responsibilities. And one of the responsibilities was to make a kirtan party who traveled all over the world to re-inspire the devotees who had become weak, who had been somehow or other, they had lost their faith in the ISKCON family or whatever, the family of Prabhupada. So in 1996, sure enough, Gurudev set off on the 5th of May from Delhi on the 4th of May and the 5th, maybe it was the 5th also. But anyhow, we arrived early morning, 7 o'clock in Holland, Amsterdam Airport, Schiphol. On 5th of May, 1996, it was the celebration of the liberation of Holland from the Second World War occupants. Yeah. So it was a liberation day, and surely it was not less than that. It was, people could not understand what is going to happen to them. Even up to this day, nobody understands what's really going on in the world. They all think they have to write newspaper articles, but it's a mystical thing. It's a mystical, very powerful process that is happening all over the world. And everyone becomes affected by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, his teachings, his devotees. And Gurudev, how he glorified Srila Prabhupada, entering Western worlds. All he desired was to glorify Srila Prabhupada. And what was his formula for that? Gurudev said, I will go everywhere in this world, and I want to go to all the places where Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has placed his lotus feet, and there I want to take the dust and smear it all over my body. He said, this is one of the 4 things I want to do. After he said that, and where he said that, I have to speak about that in another time also. But when he said that, I felt so happy, because this is the process, this is the formula to get someone's mercy, to take the dust, take the remnants, take their Adamrita, their words, and their food bathing water, and their inner desires. So Srila Gurudev, he was so connected, and still is so connected, and will be forever connected with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's generals, especially Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, the relationship between Gurudev and Srila Vaman Maharaj, also out of this world. We can only hope and pray for their mercy, that we may also have so much trust in each other and so much faith in the pure conceptions of bhakti, and be very kind and tolerant and affectionate with each other. We can pray to these great souls in this whole year, but not only this year, even we can pray now, we can pray our whole life, that they be merciful to us. Srila Vaman Maharaj and Srila Gurudev, they were in their 60s. And Gurudev had some problems with his eyesight, with his stomach, and ulcer, and so many things. And both of them were sitting together in Bengal, in a small place, village, a little picnic. And Puja Maharaj was there that time, Naveen Krishna Brahmachari. And Gurudev and Srila Maharaj were discussing with each other, and they were telling that I don't want to stay long in this world. Both of them said, we want, Gurudev especially, I want to leave very quickly, because it's only going to get worse. The body is going to suffer more, and Kali Yuga, it is terrible. You all know that, I think. Kali Yuga is just a big mess. We cannot figure out what is going to happen the next moment. Especially our struggles becoming more and more hopeless. There is only one hope: to pray for their mercy. So now That time they were sitting together, Srila Vamana Maharaj and Srila Gurudev, and our Pujipat Madhu Maharaj is just entering the screen. Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams. Yeah. So he is there, and then they were discussing. Gurudev was telling that I want to leave as soon as possible. I don't want to stay long in this world. And Srila Vamana Maharaj, he told him that, please listen. Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj has arranged some very special service for you that only you can do. Yeah. And Gurudev, when we arrived in the West, I don't know where it was exactly, but Madhav Maharaj can confirm that Gurudev remembered this moment. Yeah, that he said, now I understand. Yeah, what Srila Vamana Maharaj and what Gurudev and what Srila Swami Prabhupada have left for me. And the most beautiful moment I remember was, I don't know how many. Okay, when we were visiting England. Yeah, I'll go very quick because I want to connect with some beautiful point. When we visited England and we came to the house of Budara Prabhu in Bath. That time Yasodhanandan also lived in Bath, I believe. And he met with Srila Gurudev, and Srila Gurudev entered the house of Yasodhanandan Prabhu and Pandita. They were living in Bath, and he looked at Budara Prabhu and he said, oh, I know that, I have heard that you are a great astrologer. Yeah. Then Budara said, no, Gurudev, I am not. You are the real astrologer. Why? Because those who are transcendental personalities, they can see future, they can see the past and the present very easily. They are Trikalakya. They are not in any way, they are the real astrologers. They can see our future and they know that our future is very glorious. Yeah. Now, Srila Gurudev asking Buddha, can you say something about the future? So then Gurudev insisted. Buddha said, Gurudev, if you really want, but I am not an expert. But then anyhow, Gurudev insisted, and Buddha Prabhu took the exact time when he was asking the question, as well as he connected with Madhav Maharaj, asking the Rasi and so many details of Gurudev's birth, appearance in this world. And then he came back and he said, Gurudev, you will start a worldwide mission which is beyond anyone's capacity to understand. It will be greater than any other mission. And I was sitting there, and I was brought up in the ISKCON tradition, and I always knew that Prabhupada had started the greatest mission. And that was for me, being a frog, in the well, nothing can be greater than this, right? And then I was thinking, oh, Buddha, are you sure you're, I was having because I could not foresee that there is anything greater, because that's all I could conceive of. But after time passed, I could really see that Gurudev's mission is actually Mahaprabhu's mission. So it is, they work as a team. Srila Prabhupada could have done it all alone. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur could have done it all alone. But they like to be in a team very much. They like team. Why? Because there is more fun, more happiness, more joy when we are in a team and we have the right, that is beautiful attitude towards cooperating with each other. So when I heard that, I became very happy, of course, but I didn't know what was going to happen. Until now, I am still every day amazed how this mission is unfolding. And I am so happy to be part of that mission. Yeah. So when he asked Buddha, how long it's going to last, he asked Buddha. Then Buddha said, I can only see up to 2010. I cannot see beyond that. And I thought, oh, 2010, well, 15 years, well, I don't want to think about anything. Just get into it, somehow or other, get into seva mood and see what will happen and be open for the most surprising moments. So that was in Bath in 1996 with Budara Prabhu. Now I want to come to the next point, which is, I have only 2 minutes left, but still I want to share that with you. Yasoda Prabhu, 2 minutes, is that correct? Yasodhara?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, 2 minutes. So then, after we traveled everywhere in the world for about 7 or 8 years, I think, then
because
there is a moment that Gurudev, although he was already ours, yeah, and he was with us whenever we would go out of India. When he was in India, he was back with the Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti, the mission of his Gurudev. And that was for us a territory where for me, no problem, but for many of us Westerners, we could not really function with our full capacity. Yeah, and then in 2003, 2004, Gurudev left that mission of his Guru Maharaj. And why he left, I wanted to share that in brief, yeah, because he felt that there is no consideration about pure bhakti in this environment. He said, I cannot stay there. And he gave the example, we should not stay anywhere where there is what is diminishing or a neglect or a disrespect towards the teachings of pure bhakti. And I became very happy now, because now Gurudev said, I'm going to start, a separate, or not a separate, I'm going to continue the mission. And we will start our own institution structure. And after a beautiful period of preparation, Gurudev started the Bhakti Vedanta Trust International. And I wanted to share today with you the first consideration Gurudev shared with us, which he spoke in Rishikesh in 2007. Yeah, he started his own mission. We also know it now as the International Pure Bhakti Yoga Society. And what exactly is the mission? It's still a mystery for me and for many, but it is Srila Gurudev's heartfelt desire. And I think this is really what is going to be the next chapter in our development as a family of Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Not only the followers of Gurudev, but everyone can be united under these beautiful desires of Srila Gurudev. So I want to share with you just the first, Prabhupada had 7 purposes why he started the International Krishna Consciousness Society. We have 17, I believe, purposes or questions or beautiful gifts of Gurudev, why he started this mission. So the question is, why did you create the Bhaktivedanta Trust International, and what is its purpose? So Gurudev is now speaking. And he thought a lot about this, and he spoke in private. I was present, and perhaps Madhav Maharaj was coming in and out, but I was dictating and recording, and afterwards transcribing, and again coming back, and he personally signed all these beautiful documents. So Srila Gurudev is telling, I have preached the Vani of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath in every part of the world. The Vani means the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and especially the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad and Srila Raghunath Goswami Pad. And Gurudev now continuing, I have also printed and distributed books everywhere around the world. He says, these are the 2 main features of my mission: to preach the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa and Raghunath, their line, and to distribute books, print books everywhere around the world. These are the 2 main features of my mission. So, Gurudev telling now, just as preaching and printing is going on in my presence, in a similar way, also after me, I want the Vani of Sri Rupa Raghunath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to continue, to be preached around the world. But even more so, I want that it should be done in a much greater proportion, he's telling. So this is Gurudev's desire, and I know that his desire will certainly manifest, and it is actually manifesting by the help of all our preachers and the enthusiasm of all the devotees who are participating in all the different missions around the world, Gaudiya Math, ISKCON. These teachings are now becoming more and more manifest. Yeah, this is the essence of bhakti, pure bhakti, the teachings of Rupa and Raghunath. So now Gurudev continues. I have also established Bhaktivedanta Trust International.
We need to bring this to a close.
Yeah, it is 1 minute, Prabhuji. I have also established Bhaktivedanta Trust International for another reason, which is to keep my mission unified, now and after me. So Gurudev telling, I want that my missions will be unified, now and after me. I want that all the qualified, he says, the qualified sannyasis and qualified preachers who are preaching my mission shall be united by affectionate dealings. Yeah. So I stop here. I thank you for allowing me to share a few words of glorification of Srila Gurudev, and I really feel very much indebted to all of you. I pray that you will allow me again sometime in the future. Yeah, then we can share more glories of Srila Gurudev. Sharing his glories is like being in his presence. Yeah, his katha, his glories are non-different. Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Assembled devotees ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari
Ebo. Brajnath, you mentioned earlier on, thank you so much. You mentioned earlier on about how Gurudev emphasized the mood of our service. And I think that ran through the entire offering. Your mood was beautiful and melted my heart throughout. I could have listened to that for a lot longer. And we will definitely beg that you come back more than once, please. That was beautiful. Thank you.